I'm doing this my way. They'll never know what hit them. Plan? I don't need a plan. A little smash and grab. Vi stands for vicious.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C, aka TheLoLHounds, and welcome to another build guide. This time we have got one on the best EU West Vi main. He plays Vi in the jungle and he has over 400 games this season on Vi. He goes by the name of Nunak, correct me if I pronounce that wrong, and he is currently in Masters with an overall win rate on Vi of 58%. However, he has been in pretty hot form lately because in the last 10 days or so, he has jumped from Diamond 2 to Masters, and he can thank mainly Vi Jungle for that. Anyway, this video is going to focus on his runes, masteries, item build, and skill order. I will also quickly go through his starting jungle clear at the end of the video if you're interested in that. He's got quite a few different build paths on Vi, but we'll get into that a bit later. So without further ado, let's do this. So firstly, he plays Vi jungle, so some of the spells are always going to be Flash and Smite. You don't really want to take anything else apart from Flash. Now onto his runes and masteries. So he has two different setups with his runes and masteries. I'll firstly go through his standard setup. So his mastery page will be 12-0-18 with his keystone mastery being Strength of the Ages. Strength of the Ages is a very strong keystone on junglers in general, and this is a pretty standard Vi mastery page. So you guys can just pause the video and copy it if you want to. The standard rune page he would take is 9 attack damage reds, 9 armor yellows, 9 scaling magic resist blues, and 3 attack speed quints. So if you guys are new to playing Vi, this is probably the best mastery and rune page setup to go with. However, recently in his last 5 or 6 games on Vi, he's been trying a different mastery and rune page setup, which still seems to be working really well for him. So I'll go through that now. His mastery page would be 12-18-0 with his keystone being Thunderlord's Decree. Thunderlords is a very strong early game keystone as it provides a lot of early game damage. So with this mastery page, you're obviously very strong 1v1 early, and his rune page he uses when going with this mastery page also focuses on the early game. He would go with 9 attack damage reds, 9 armor yellows, 8 flat magic resist blues, 1 attack damage blue, and 3 attack damage quints. I guess he just takes that 1 attack damage blue because he didn't buy enough flat magic resist blues. I'm not entirely sure. So as you can see, this is a very early game damage oriented setup. However, if you're new to Vi, I recommend going with the first setup instead. Now we'll move on to his actual item build. Starting items are always going to be a hunter's machete, refillable potion, and a yellow trinket. He will then always look to rush Stalker's Blade into Warrior first and get tier 1 boots on either his first or second back. Once he gets Warrior, he then has 3 different core build paths. One where he would build Black Cleaver, another where he would build Ghostblade followed by Trinity Force, and finally a full damage assassin build where he would get Ghostblade followed by Duskblade. I will try my best to explain when he goes with each build. So firstly, his most common core build would actually be the Black Cleaver build and not the Triforce Ghostblade build, which you guys may have expected. He goes for Black Cleaver after Warrior, followed by either Titanic Hydra or Ghostblade, and then his last two items would most likely be a Randuin's Omen and a Spirit Visage. He usually upgrades his boots to either Merc Treads or Ninja Tabbies depending on the situation. And then once he has all his items, he would sell his boots and buy a Phantom Dancer as his last item. Other items he would consider are Guardian Angel, Dead Man's Plate, or more of Malmortius. So that's his usual build, a very bruiser tank type build. The other build he goes with is after Warrior he would get Ghostblade followed by Trinity Force. By the looks of things, he would always get the Ghostblade before the Trinity Force. From what I can tell is he usually would go with this build if he has a lot of gold and is ahead of the game. So he would buy Ghostblade to help further snowball his and his team's lead, because Ghostblade is a very good snowballing item. He would then follow this up with Trinity Force. Because you are snowballing the game, you should then have a lot of gold, and therefore you can afford going with an item such as Trinity Force. His final two items would be tanky items such as Randuin's and a Spirit Visage, or maybe a Guardian Angel. The third build he goes with is a build he very rarely goes with, but it is a full damage assassin type build where he goes with Ghostblade after Warrior followed by the Duskblade. He would usually win this game before he gets his last two items, so I can safely say he only goes with this build when he is very far ahead and probably only against enemy teams with not much CC and mobility. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, that is his 3 core build paths that he goes with. Moving on to his skill order, he would start W, then E, followed by Q, max Q first, E second, W third, and then obviously his ultimate whenever he can. Finally, I wanted to quickly go over his starting jungle path because I'm sure many people are going to ask for this. So from the games I did spectate, he pretty much went with the exact same starting clear. So essentially what he did on both the blue and red side is start Gromp and then just do a full clear before backing. So it would be start W, do Gromp, smite Gromp, take E second, do blue buff followed by wolves, take Q third, and then use your Q to dash over to raptors or wraiths, whatever they are called now. Do that camp followed by red buff, smite red buff, and then finally do Krugs. This clear would be exactly the same on the other side, you just start on the bottom side of the map instead, so that is nice and simple. However, in one game I did see him where after red buff he saw the enemy jungler topside without blue buff, so he went and did the scuttle crab and then stole the enemy blue buff. So make sure you look for the enemy jungler on the map, and if you spot him without buffs, you can then look to do some invading if it can be done safely. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the video. I put together a little montage of some of the extra clips I had of his, so don't go anywhere if you want to watch that. Apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like, and as always, have a nice day.